Evening, kindred and kind. Welcome to NearDark Studios' Vampire the Masquerade, V5, Chicago by Night, the War Chronicle. Before we go into a brief recap, we're going to go around the table and introduce our coterie for tonight.
Gilbert Knox, playing Ravnos.
Seamus O'Donnell, Clan Bruja.
Titus Freeman, Clan Gangrel.
Ilona Vojta of Clan Lasombra.
My name is Elijah Israel, or by my Twitch handle, NOIR Boy. I'll be your storyteller this evening. To the last episode, our coterie, now newly formed at Elysium, the behest of Prince Loden, were requested to find the supposed officers or henchmen of Modius and bring him to the prince, unharmed, clean and discreet. Our Lasombra was roped into this with a promise of a boon on the behalf of the sheriff. Gilbert, leading his coterie members to his grandsire, finally got to meet the individual known as the River King, who displayed some rather unusual powers. Towards the end of the night, Titus decided to turn tail and run once he heard about some federal agents got involved. Gilbert and Ilona are currently at the Saxy Cat, a jazz speakeasy, and Seamus, well, he's currently heading towards the station. So without further ado, let's start the night off with checking up on Seamus. Seamus. Alright. So, when we last left off, you were currently heading towards the station to see if you could find any paperwork on the current case.
Any information
Hoping that there's no... Yeah. So hopefully there's no evidence against you and your coterie members. Alright. So it doesn't take you very long since you're traveling by vehicle. You arrive promptly in a decent amount of time. Still have a lot of the night ahead of you, too. How would you like to go about this?
I'll just I'm already at the station.
Correct.
I'll walk in. And my
Okay.
co-workers around.
Well, there's a few doing paperwork, pushing an all-nighter, currently on standby if there's any emergencies.
I'll go up to any of them that might recognize me.
Okay. You see Ralph towards the back of the office. Currently has a lampshade on, overlooking some paperwork.
How's it going, Ralph?
Hey, Seamus. What brings you in?
You see him spit some tobacco into the trash can. Ralph is he's a rather middle-aged man. He's worn. He's seen some years in the force. Depleting red hair, and he's dressed in his usual business wear. His tie's undone. Smoking a cigarette.
Smoking a cigarette.
I'm sorry, he's chewing tobacco. My fault. Yeah.
Do you ever smoke cigars, Ralph?
But I see you do it all the time. What brings you in, Seamus?
Well, just wondering. I have an extra one. If you're interested.
Doing right now. What do you want?
Well, Just wondering, have you anything exciting happened in the last couple of days?
Well, there was the case from last night. A couple blokes got their heads blown off.
Oh, the what? Oh,
Can
you
I get
serious?
could I actually get a manipulation and
Smooth.
let's give me a manipulation and performance,
You remember you work.
and I'm going to make the difficulty of 2.
Can I do manipulation and subterfuge?
Well, you're trying to act surprised. You're not trying to
I don't have anything in
verbally lie to him.
performance. So I'm going to do a willpower.
Okay.
4.
Or okay.
It was a
You give a
critical
rather
success.
critical success.
No, I had another one of those.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you give a rather convincing performance.
Well, if you've been off for the past couple days, I guess you wouldn't know, or you haven't read a paper.
So I've been busy. I haven't really seen the paper.
Well, there's a federal agent down in the post office shacked up. He's writing a report right now. There's a rumor he hired a local artist. He's currently sketching up the suspects.
At the post office.
Yeah. You okay?
I'm fine. I'm just didn't really quite hear you.
Being really awkward right now. Your voice is kind of weird too.
Oh. Well, here's a cigar if you need an extra one. I leave.
So this chew and spits it into the trash as you. So are you just throwing a cigar and running away from him?
No!
What are you doing? You just.
5 minutes into the game. Shut up. Alright. Well, it sounds very interesting. I think I'll see you. I'll be going about my work. You have a good night.
Yeah.
He looks at the cigar rather inquisitively. And spits out the rest of his chew and takes a swig of an unknown substance from a flask. Gives it a good rinse and then starts to cut the cigar as you begin to leave.
And I leave.
Okay. Where to next, Seamus?
Head to the post office.
All right. Get into your vehicle and begin to head towards the post office. It's actually not too far from your location. As you arrive, you do notice that majority of the lights are off. Can you give me wits and awareness?
No, I can't do that.
There's no difficulty. I just need to know how many successes you get.
0.
Okay.
Dude, if everyone out there doesn't believe this is real anymore, I don't blame you. I would be highly fucking suspicious how someone can statistically roll so many fails.
He only is
It's not
rolling
a
2.
fail.
He's rolling 2 dice.
I'm not even on a hunger. I have no hunger. So 2.
So you got 0.
Let's just say there's no successes.
Nice. PR.
So you pull up to the building. You think it's closed. You start peering around, and you see a few vehicles parked out, but they could be individuals that live at the apartments nearby. You're not entirely too sure.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
You think the building's closed. You currently don't see any lights on.
I'm gonna circle around the building, see if there's any way in at all that's unlocked.
Okay. So you're going to investigate the building. Are you doing this out of your car or in your car?
I'll do it in my car at first. See no one, then I'll get out and then take a closer look.
You start circling around the building. Eventually, you do see the lights on. For whatever reason, you don't know why you didn't see them originally. Maybe you just missed it or something.
All right.
It's like it's towards the back of the office.
Are the windows at eye level? Can I see into them?
You could see into them if you like.
I'll take a look.
Okay. As you peer into the room, you see that there's several mail bags currently sitting against the wall, some organized onto tables. This appears to be some sort of sorting room. There's currently no one inside of it right now. But could you please give me one more wits and awareness?
1.
You see a rather large individual heading towards your direction.
What does he look like? Like, other than large? Is he wearing anything? Like a uniform?
Your amount of successes, unless you have a way to peer into the darkness, you can only tell that this individual's probably around your side, if not taller. He's rather broad shoulders. From what you can see, he has dark complexion.
I just act like I'm tying my shoe.
You're tying your shoe.
Yep. Tying my shoe.
Okay. So, Titus, could you please, as you're heading your way outside of the city, you're actually passing by the post office and you decided to cut through an alley. Can you give me wits and awareness?
Well, certainly. With my great powerful eyes, I see a 2.
Them standing in the light, it's rather easy to see him. You see Seamus look at you, stop, look back at the window, and start tying his shoes.
I clearly see it is Seamus.
Yeah, he's rather illuminated at the moment.
I'm gonna approach.
Okay. The individual in the alley, Seamus, is actually starting to get closer and closer as you were pretending to tie your shoe. Eventually, do you look at all, or how are you going about this? Are you just...
I was hoping to wait till he was done, but if he's going to look like he's coming straight at me, then I'll stand up straight.
You see Seamus stop pretending to tie his shoe and snap up as you both meet in this alleyway outside of the post office.
Seamus, what up? What in the world are you doing here?
Well, this is the building. I thought you were living.
I am. This is on my way out.
This is the building that has all the evidence towards on us.
All the evidence. How do you know that?
I'm a cult. I found out the information that it was all here.
So what you're saying is all those
the
officers, the federal agents, are in this building.
It was apparently only one, they're supposed to be in there, and apparently they are looking for they either have found or looking for someone to draw.
How do you know it's one?
Because the person I asked told me there was
Who did you ask?
someone from the station.
The police station?
Yeah.
Are you sure about this?
Yeah.
Why'd you hesitate?
Because you're making me question it for sure.
Now you're making me question you.
You have been questioning me.
Alright. So, if the one fella who apparently saw us as a federal agent is inside that building.
And I don't even see anybody in there, so that means that any evidence that they may have is rightfully taken.
Alright, Seamus. Well, let's go in there and pay this fellow a visit.
Well, glad you ran into me. Would be a lot easier now.
Serendipitous, one would say.
Oh,
I'm gonna approach the door.
There's several doors. There's currently one towards the alleyway where you're at on the side of the building, and there's the one in the front.
Hey, Seamus.
Yeah?
How you imagine we get inside here?
Well, probably just use brute force and just break in the door. Or, I mean, just, break the doorknob. How about that?
Alright, so you were saying you don't mind it getting a little physical.
Sure.
Alright.
That's why I'm here.
I'm gonna open the door.
Alistair is like going off the rails right now.
So it is a regular knob handle.
Alright.
So how are you trying to force it open?
Well, I'm gonna try it normal first, see if that opens. If that doesn't, I'm just gonna. Oh, I'm sorry.
It is locked, so
I'm gonna gently apply pressure until it eventually opens up.
okay. So are you using potence?
I would slowly apply potence until the door opens up. And strength.
Okay. As long as you have potence, this is a rather easy feat for you. Though, just for the sake of it, could you please give me a strength and athletics roll?
Can I add my
And
potence to it?
You sure can.
Strength and athletics.
And the difficulty to this door is a 3.
I thought he just said 83. I was like, oh, okay. It's a fucking strong door.
Strong in the door, dude.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, yeah, I got that.
How many successes did you get?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
7. No messy criticals, correct?
No messy criticals.
Okay. And you're trying to do this silently, correct?
Correct.
Alright.
As quiet as I can.
Okay. So, this is what happens. You watch Titus Seamus as he slowly begins to apply pressure. You hear the lock mechanism snap. Titus quickly opens the door and holds the other knob from falling onto the ground and silently opens the door for the two of you.
Just like that.
Very good.
So you know your way around here?
Never been in this building personally, but it's not exactly. Well, how big is the building?
Big is the building?
Yeah.
It's a rather moderate-sized post office.
It's not huge, so I'll imagine we'll be able to find whatever we're looking for.
Is there anybody else here besides this fella?
I'm not sure. I didn't see anybody. There's a light on, but I didn't see anybody.
Seamus, I need you to be honest with me.
I am.
What are we walking into?
as far as the most I can think of is might be one federal agent, and then one artist that's drawing whatever he recounts of the suspects.
All right, Seamus, but just to let you know, I don't want to make. Well, it doesn't really apply to me as much as you. The bigger ripple we make in this river, the more notice it might cause. So.
Right.
So as long as you think this is a fruitful endeavor,
I think.
all right.
I mean, we got to take care of the evidence.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let you lead the way. Then.
Well, hold on. Before we go in, I just had a thought.
All right.
Because we're supposed to produce this person, right?
Mm-hmm.
To the prince. So probably shouldn't kill him, right?
Seamus, I'm not much on the Camarilla.
Maybe he can accidentally. Oh,
I'm just saying, if we bring a federal agent,
oh, you're right. You're right. He should.
That my anger.
I think an accident will happen. I agree with you.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, let's go in.
All right.
We walk in.
To you enter into this rather unlit post office. The faint sounds of a typewriter echo throughout the building. As you wander into this post office, the two of you, we're going to pan to Gilbert and Alona.
Well, I'm glad I'm not in that situation. Holy hog pie.
All right. Alona and Gilbert. When I last remember, the two of you went to the Sexy Cat, and you're currently following the proprietor of that establishment up into her quarters.
Yes, sir.
All right. So as the two of you follow her up to her room, she opens the door, and it opens to a rather sizable room. Appears that there a living quarters, several fine furniture sprawled about. A lot of the furniture and a lot of the upholstery is a dark scarlet red. The faint smell of incense fills the air.
I want to turn towards Ilona before we get engaged in a conversation with her.
All right.
All right. I was hoping maybe that you could do this, or at least talk to her. You seem to be a lot older, a lot wiser. I don't know too much about Clan La Sombrero, but I'm hoping that maybe you would be a little bit better talker.
I thought the whole point of speaking with her was about your side business.
I'll bring that up to her after.
So isn't she going to find it odd if I start talking right off the bat about something completely unrelated? Why don't you ease us into it with the purpose that you brought her up here for?
All right. Well, you're older, so all right, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. Good evening.
Hello. She begins to sit down a rather long style couch. She lays down. Why don't you come in and make yourself comfortable?
Pardon me.
I'll find a seat and sit down.
I'll sit down as well.
Oh. What can I do for you to find kindred?
Well, I didn't realize that this establishment was owned by a member of our social club. So I hope I didn't step on any of your toes or for making an offer towards you.
Perfectly fine.
Well,
I'm
if that's the
not,
case, then I'll go ahead and. Well, I'm gonna say it crystal clear for you. Liquor you're selling down there isn't too good. All right, I'm not sure where your distributor is, but I could make whatever you're ordering most likely double, twice the kick, and it won't be as mean as hell going down. You're gonna see a lot more of the warm bloods coming in and make more money.
Well, I would agree. The individuals that I'm dealing with are rather unsavory. They do belong to one of our kind. Their distillery is out some ways from this area.
Where's that?
I wouldn't mind. Well, I'm not entirely too sure where Balthazar keeps his distillery, but
Does the
I
name
know it's outside
Balthazar
of the
ring a
city.
bell to me?
Balthazar doesn't ring a bell, unfortunately. You've never dealt with this individual.
Walking in, did it seem like a pretty nice establishment? Or is it more of like a hole in the wall?
It's rather nice. It's you don't know if it's just towards the end of the night and there wasn't a lot of kind individuals currently partaking. Maybe it is the alcohol, but you don't know any other reason why there shouldn't be a lot of patrons at this establishment. And her quarters is rather well upholstered and furnished.
And pardon me for speaking out of turn, but it seems like quite the establishment you have here. I would imagine you have some rather high up individuals coming through here every now and then.
Well, it's a little bit thanks to this prohibition. It's scared off a lot of the customers and my regulars. Still trying to adjust to the times. But that's with our own life, we have to adjust with different eras and different laws of the kind, so...
So, forgive me, I had assumed many speakeasies that I am aware of have patrons that are actually part of the police force. I had just assumed that you had patrons as such here.
Unfortunately, I don't know a lot of lawmen.
Interesting.
But I'm getting a feeling that the two of you are not at my establishment to sell me hooch.
No, actually, that's why I brought up having any police force that visit your establishment. We are looking for a person of interest, and we have reason to believe that they have visited your speakeasy recently, as they had a matchbook on them.
Fortunately, with the amount of people that come in and out of here, it's rather easy to remember individuals. Do you have a description for me?
Would you have any patrons by the name of Bart come by recently that you know of?
Well, Balthazar likes to go by Bard sometimes. Are you looking for his men?
Very well could be.
Well, if that's the case, I do know that some of them like to hang out at a restaurant. As she says this, she gives a really playful smile as she says the word restaurant. It's in Little Sicily. It's a little hole in the wall called Marie's. It's a rather interesting restaurant. If you go up to the hostess and ask if they are serving Mama's special, you might see a different part of it.
That's quite helpful. I'm very grateful for that information.
Now, I will warn you, that establishment is also owned by a kindred.
Whom?
Her name's Maria. You may know her childer. She prances around the city like she owns it.
Ah,
Hey, who would that be?
Annabelle, sire. My primogen, as she likes to call herself.
is she also quite outspoken?
She's rather, carefree, to be honest.
Well, that's all I needed. What is your business here now?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and assume that Balthazar is trying to steal the shipment. So, yeah, that's where. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna give you a little insider information here, man. Wow, what are you looking at me like
Okay.
for?
Well, maybe now's not the time. Maybe we don't want to get unnecessary individuals wrapped up into a mess. Have
Oh,
them
no,
lay
no,
in the
no.
bed that we've made.
I don't want to get her hands. I don't want to get her hands dirty. I'm just gonna give you a little insider information here. All right, if you want to be on the right side of the winning team.
Oh God.
Balthazar may be finding himself in a whole lot of hot water here soon. So, I'm going to go ahead and slide my information over towards her. You
Alright.
want to switch distributors, you go ahead and get a hold of me.
Well, she reaches for the information.
And I would suggest that you stop ordering from old Bart.
Well, I will kindly take up your offer. Maybe we can discuss this at a more appropriate, intimate time.
Thank you for your time.
Yes.
We'll
All
leave
right.
you to your business now.
Thank you, ma'am.
And I'm gonna grab Gilbert by the back of the shirt and drag him along with me.
As we're leaving, I'm going to look towards Alona. What does she mean by, why would we need an intimate time to talk about
I'm not worried
alcohol?
about that. I'm worried about your mouth. I thought you were just being, you were exaggerating about worrying about things you said, and then you went in there and just started saying things anyway. So,
It's called blindside.
yeah, I just don't think we should have told her that. She could be friends with this part person. We don't know, so.
And then she'll end up dead too. Again.
You think it's that easy?
Well, when I was in New Orleans with John would kill Kinder all the time.
How old is he?
Not too sure.
Speaking of John, also, is he going to be too happy about you making this deal without his knowledge?
Oh no, he told me to do this. That's why.
Specifically here.
Well, he told me to come to Chicago and sell as much hooch as I possibly could, specifically to Kinders.
Oh,
So-
alright.
I'm making them, I'm making them a shitload of clams. At least that's what the city folk like to call it. Money. Good coin. But,
We do like our money.
she seems like a potential good buyer. And if you can sweeten up the pie, that's how you gotta get them. That's how you get them. You gotta get them on your side.
Well, I clearly have much to learn from you, Gilbert.
I am what you like to call a professional businessman.
So, Little Sicily then?
Yeah, I could take you there. You know where it's at? I'm not too familiar with that location.
I know where it's at.
You also, by the way, danced around the conversation like an elusive shadow.
It's my job.
Your job was to dance around. What do you mean?
Don't worry about it. Let's...
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna go down and get my car and start making our way to little Sicily, and I'm gonna keep talking to Alona. So why don't you go ahead and tell me a little bit about yourself? You seem to be a lot more reasonable than Titus.
Well, I'll counter that. You seem to not like Titus very much.
Well, I thought the feller was gonna be good to work with.
Well, what made you stop thinking that?
He's just
When he went, full bear man in the middle of Elysium?
sometimes I just think that maybe Well, some of our kind may be a little bit too wild.
It's probably a reason he's not in the Camarilla.
Which is why I ask you. I've never seen a sombrero in the Camarilla.
The Sombra.
Sorry. La Sombra, no arrow.
Just the Sombra.
Okay. I've never seen a La Sombra in the Camarilla.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not in the Camarilla.
No.
Oh, that's right. You said that last night. Tonight.
I also imagine you haven't seen much of the Camarilla society.
All I
either.
know is I'm supposed to come and introduce myself to the prince and follow whatever rules they give. And that's pretty much all I know. That and not to, drink kinder blood, which is
Terrible thing.
supposed to be a terrible thing.
Terrible. Terrible thing.
However, I bring that up mainly because, I do know about the Sabbat.
All right.
Well, that's why I'm bringing it up, because your
think I'm
people.
Sabbat?
Well, no, I'm just saying. I thought,
My people now.
I thought your people were the Sabbat.
Well, I'm not, if that's what you're asking.
What's that like, by the way?
What you said a lot of things. Which part?
Well,
What's what type?
I mean, what's that like being La Sombra?
I'm not sure how to answer that question. What's it like being a?
Ravnos?
Yeah.
Well, to be honest, it's a little strange.
Imagine it's strange for all of us.
I mean, I can create illusions in my mind and make people see things or feel things or touch things, smell things. But some of the things I've heard about your clan are pretty interesting.
Like,
Well, is it true that you all can walk into a mirror and exit another mirror? Right? You teleport through mirrors.
Mhm.
And I've
I do
also
it all the time.
heard that you all are able to make lights just explode. And you guys can choke people with darkness.
I can also walk on water.
You can walk on water. So it's like a little bit of a Jesus thing.
I'd say better than Jesus.
All right. What is it?
I also can turn water into wine.
Wait, is La Sombra just a Jesus clan?
You can call it that.
All right, the Jesus clan.
Don't call it that to them, though, because not all of them believe in Jesus. Not everyone. So be careful. Also, don't ask them if they can turn water into wine and walk on water. They'll be very offended if you ask them that.
All right, so Jesus clan, don't like to be called Jesus clan, keep the Jesus power secret.
Yes.
Understood.
I'm not supposed to tell anyone. It's forbidden. I'm sorry.
Well,
Thank
why
you,
did you
sir.
tell me that then?
Let's be on our way.
Okay then.
For the sake of that, could I just get a manipulation and subterfuge roll from Ilona?
Yes, you can.
What's my counter to that?
Why don't you go ahead and give me a wits and insight?
All right. No successes.
3.
Well, Gilbert, your current impression of the clan the Sombras, they're the Jesus clan. So
Obviously, they fed off of Jesus or something. They must have drank Jesus' blood. Oh man, the church must be filled with them.
But yeah, we're on our way to Little Sicily. Sicily. I can't say that word. Little Sicily.
Sounds like you said.
As I'm driving ahead into Little Sister, I'm having the realization that the Catholic Church is feeding La Sombra blood to humans, creating a cult of Jesus ghouls.
So, as Gilbert and Ilona are currently heading to Marie's in Little Sicily,
Goddamn brilliant.
it's a little bit of a drive. It's on the other side of the town. Um, as the two of you arrive outside the establishment, we're going to pan back on over to the boys in the post office. All right,
Hey. Monster Man.
let's change the music to something a little bit more appropriate. There. As the two of you enter into this rather dark establishment, Seamus, you do notice that the room that you are currently peering into is to your right. It's still illuminated. The lights are still on. The door to this room is currently closed. With your passive perception, you don't hear anything from that room. But towards the end of the hallway, there's a room to the left. Lights on, and you can hear a typewriter going off. And it just keeps going and going. Eventually, you hear the slide and the bell chime and echo throughout the hallway as it begins to slide back into place as the typewriter continues.
I'm going to edge my way over to that door. I want to try very stealthily, take a quick look to see if there's just one person in there.
So you want to head towards the room that you can hear the typewriter going off.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, typewriter.
Titus, what are you doing? You see Seamus currently walking towards the end of the hallway.
Carefully.
I'm gonna.
Carefully.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna follow him. I told him to take lead, so I will.
Okay. So I need Dex and Stealth from the both of you.
Uh-oh. Got 2.
I got 5.
Must be nice.
You got 5 and you
I
got
had
2,
success on
Seamus.
all of them.
Wow.
Any bestials, Seamus?
No.
Okay.
I got 2.
Alright. Titus, you are rather stealthy as you are used to prowling around hunting for your prey in the darkness, especially in the wilderness. This urban area is rather easy for you to maneuver since there's no twigs or branches to step on, any leaves to crunch. Seamus, unfortunately, is not as stealthy as he begins to try to ease his way towards this door. He unfortunately knocks over a nearby broom as it slams onto the floor. You hear the typewriter stop as you are about halfway down the hallway.
I'm on.
Is there a place to hide it all?
Since you're about halfway, there to your left, you could head down the other part of the hallway.
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
If you turn to your left immediately, you can head into the other part of the hallway, hide around the corner.
I'll do that.
All right.
I will. Is there room for me too?
As you both go into the hallway intersecting, and you hide around the corner, you hear footsteps come out into the hallway. They stop for a few minutes.
Just one set of footsteps?
Sounds like one set of footsteps. Appears that they stop. You hear a door close, and the typing continues.
Why don't you be more careful?
I've been as careful as I could be.
Is that the fella?
I assume so. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't get a look at them.
Can't you use your police connections to go in there and check?
I mean, I'm not supposed to be here though, so like, I don't think they would really buy anything I have to say.
So I should go in there.
I think we should just draw them out here.
Draw him
We
out
can both
here.
go in. It doesn't really matter.
Draw him out here.
Sure.
What's the wall made out of? Next to us.
Wall.
Yeah, is it
It's
like
brick
It's
and mortar.
brick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna slap it real hard.
Are you using potence, or are you just slapping it to make a slapping
I'm
sound?
slapping to make a loud slapping noise.
Okay, so you are attempting to make enough noise by slapping your hand against this wall to permeate into the next room.
That is correct. If you've ever
Okay, so
slapped
why don't you-
a brick wall before, it's pretty loud.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give me strength and athletics?
How often do you slap brick walls and why?
High school was a difficult time for me.
Oh, when I say you do that, is it like a 4-way hallway?
Correct.
All right, can I position myself to be on the opposite side so that I'll be behind him when the guy comes around the corner?
I'm gonna use a willpower.
So you want to be behind. So you want to be in the opposing
Hallway that
corridor?
Titus is in. So
Okay.
when the guy comes out, he'll have his back towards me.
Yeah, you would just have to go to the hallway that's just right across from you.
All right, I'll do that. As soon as I see him slap the wall.
I got a 5.
So you got a 5. All right, Titus, you give the wall a good old slap.
Yeah.
Makes a rather loud sound.
And then I watch Seamus apparently run down the hallway.
Yes.
All right. Do I hear the door open?
Doesn't seem like either the individual heard it or paid any attention to it. They're still just typing.
All right, I'm gonna. The hallway is pretty dark, correct?
Correct.
I'm gonna walk down the hallway, hit the door, and then continue down, and I'm gonna pop Eyes of the Beast. So that way he can't see me in the darkness, but he definitely heard the door.
Case.
No.
So you see Titus break out to
Strong
the hallway.
understanding of how this game works.
You're gonna run to the door.
I'm not gonna
hit
run.
it.
There's no reason to run. I'm
Okay,
gonna
so you're gonna
walk. I'm gonna hit the door, and then continue down the hallways, looking towards there, hiding, sticking close to the shadows, to draw the fella out, so I can see if it's the individual that we are looking for.
As you approach the door, could you please give me a dex and stealth?
Dex, stealth. All right. 3.
3. Okay. As you start approaching the door, you notice the typewriter is stopped. You go up to it and you hit the door.
Yeah.
And you begin walking towards the end of the hallway, and you pop Eyes of the Beast.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you're trying to hide again?
That's correct.
Okay,
In
so
the
you go back
shadows.
in the Are you going back to your hiding position?
Yeah.
Okay. As Titus hits this door, the typing stops.
Right. What does
The door open.
Yeah.
and you verbally hear, "Who's out there?"
Do I recognize the voice? Is that dang the fella from the boat?
Sounds foreign.
But it's definitely not the circus guy.
It sounds very similar.
The darkness.
So you're going to verbally say the darkness.
Yeah. Menacingly.
Can you give me a manipulation and intimidation?
Hopefully my voice doesn't crack. 2.
That's all I have to say about that.
All right. As you see Titus menacingly say the darkness,
Just like that.
you begin to hear footsteps. Who's there?
The darkness. Is he stepping out?
Sounds like he's out of the room.
Something tells me.
Oh, it sounds like he's out of the room,
He's about to get his brains
but he
ripped.
does. I know about obfuscate, correct?
Correct.
All right. So it's safe to assume the individual might be. I'm gonna say, "Are you in the darkness?" That's what I'm gonna say. My eyes are red, correct?
Don't have time for this. You hear footsteps stop, and can the two of you give me wits and awareness?
Ooh. Okay.
Got one.
1.
Is this a number-based skill?
Well,
Is there
I
a
need
chance for
you-
failure?
I basically need 1.
Oh, then I did
I-
not fail.
Okay. No bestial, right?
No, but no, I had the bestial, but 2. I got 2.
Okay. So the both of you, as he storms off and goes back into the room, he doesn't close the door. As he does, the second door opened, you could have sworn you heard a whimpering, a crying.
All right, I'm going in the door.
You hear a gunshot go off, and the crying stops.
I'm gonna approach the door and open it.
I am too.
The door is still open.
I'm going to go into the door and take a look at the current scene and situation that we are dealing with.
As you enter into the room, it's a rather horrific scene. You see the individual hunching over this. It looks like an officer of some sort, currently lifeless on the ground. You see brain matter and skull remnants plastered against the wall. As you see this dirty blonde individual holding the gun in this individual's hands, lifeless. He gets up. You notice he's wearing a rather long coat. He has dirty blonde hair and 2 color different eyes. Well,
But I can't say so myself. You are a terrible artist.
it's lagging a bit on my side.
No problem. I'll be happy to repeat. I'm going to look him in the eyes and say, my God, you are a terrible artist.
You see this dirty blonde individual get up. He has a rather fair skin, sharp features, appears to have a bit of a scruff. Yeah. See him stand up straight as he places the gun in the agent's hand. Well, you can say and tell Felix. This child says hello. As he looks towards the desk, there's several drawings that have been completed, and you see an individual with a top hat. You see a drawing of Seamus, almost identical in likeness. See a sketch that was almost complete of yourself, Titus.
Does it look good?
It's rather immaculate.
I'm gonna take it.
You watch as Titus reaches towards this drawing of himself and pockets it.
Is the fella still in the room with us?
As you went to reach for the drawing, it appears that he's leaving towards another door that exits this room.
What? Wait a minute.
Now, excuse me for a second, sir. It seems fate has allowed our roads to cross. And I would be remiss if I wasn't to ask why. Why have you tied the bow that destiny determined needed to be knotted?
See, my sire keeps rather appropriate company, as always. You so Felix, Diedrich says hello. You two have a nice night. This is the last time I clean up one of his messes.
Well, we
See
appreciate
him
it.
grab the door. He takes out a newsboy type hat. He puts it on, very similar to mine. Lowers it and leaves.
I'll gather all the drawings.
But we have the one that has the top hat fella who is Felix.
Correct.
Outstanding.
I'll like to look at what he was typing.
As you look at the typewriter, and you start to see what it's very apparent that it was Diedrich doing the typing. It appears that he was writing out a suicide letter on the behalf of this agent. It goes into detail how he has given in to the sins of the very substance that he's sworn to destroy and protect the U.S. citizens from.
You just now realized it was Dietrich.
I thought it was Von Kaiser.
Are you just now,
His last name is Von Kaiser. Dietrich Von Kaiser.
are you just now realizing that Dietrich's last name is Von Kaiser? He's cousins with the twins.
Who's the crazy guy?
Von Kaiser. But that's his last name. That's not his actual name. Was it Carl or?
Yeah.
It's Carl
Ludwig.
and Ludwig.
Ludwig.
Ludwig is
So that wasn't Ludwig.
No,
That was
that
Dietrich.
was Dietrich.
Okay.
That was Marilyn
Marilyn
Sire.
Sire.
Gotcha. Alright.
Or I'll just leave everything like that in place, but I'll take the drawings.
We should probably make haste out of here.
I think so too. That gunshot would definitely let someone.
And he left out a window. The miscolored eyed fella.
No, he left at another door that's currently conjoined with the room.
He's just like,
And then he got on a horse and ran away.
I also want to point out you told me he was a terrible artist, but it was this police guy's sketches.
Well, how was I to know? I thought the so wait a minute. So hold on.
Welcome to our table, chat.
So that was
Are you okay?
It's His brain is exploding right now.
Todd he's confused.
Hold on, let's help him real quick. Okay, let's put the dots together. What are you confused
All
about?
right.
Where did I lose you at?
Back in the darkness. All right. So the fella that's dead was the
Police
artist.
sketch. Yep, police sketcher.
No,
Right.
he looks like a federal agent.
But he was doing the sketches.
No, the federal agent, they got an artist, which was Diedrich,
Oh, okay.
to do the sketches.
Got you. I thought it was.
So there's
guy
a
who's making
loose
sketches.
end.
No,
Gotcha.
no. There probably never was an artist. It probably was always Diedrich that was doing this to cover it up.
Oh.
So the federal agent is the one that's dead. He's the only one that saw you guys on the dock.
Okay, so he was getting the description from him.
Yes.
Okay, I'm on board now. Gotcha.
I'm gonna ruffle through the agent's pockets.
So you're gonna start rifling through the agent's pockets.
Yeah.
You do eventually find you find a rosary. You actually eventually find a wallet. Let's see here. You do find holstered to the side a small firearm.
And any like detectives' notebooks or federal agent parcels that may keep a log of the events.
You do find that his identification is a Timothy Benson.
All right.
Other than that, you do find some notes.
I'm gonna take the notes and
And-
I'm gonna jump out the window.
What's with you in the window?
There's no window.
Is there a window in the room? What kind of post
There-
office does not have a window?
Okay, so technically, where you're at, you're almost in the middle of the building, so that there's no windows at the moment.
There's no windows.
Let's not break anything.
No,
I was gonna open the window. I wasn't just gonna jump out the window.
Open is objective.
So the only thing you took were his notes, right?
That's right. I took his notes
Right.
after I
We don't want to look like he was robbed right before he committed suicide.
Right. That's why I took his
Just wanna-
notes
Just want to make
and
sure.
my drawing.
Right. And I grabbed the rest of the drawings. There's no other evidence, correct?
well,
Alright.
Seamus, you could give me an investigation check if you'd like.
Investigation what?
Yes. So we can do either intelligence or resolve plus investigation.
The resolve in investigation.
Okay.
Let's tow.
Okay. As you start scanning over the room and you start taking your time, you don't really find anything other than the drawings and the suicide note that this Diedrich typed out.
Now I'll leave that alone. So I'll just grab what I found. Then he's got what he's found. Let's just walk out the way we came in. I have my car right outside there.
All right. We will make our way out.
As you make your way out, do you go over the notes at all, Titus, or you just pocket them?
I'm pocketing them for right now.
Okay. All right. The two of you exit the building. As you scan around in the alleyway, it doesn't appear that there's anyone there.
So, what would be the plan at this point? Where are the other individuals we are with? Gilbert and
They went
the
to
lady.
they went to some speakeasy. I can't remember if I heard the name.
Are they still trying to frame that one fella?
The bot. The bot that we had.
The what?
The bot?
Modius.
Bot.
Modius.
Oh, Modius. Right.
Yeah.
I think that's the plan, but I'm not exactly sure how we're going to go about that right now.
Right.
Let's meet up with them, but we didn't really set a place to meet up with them at.
Alright. I need a roll really quick from the two of you. I need you to beat 5, and I need wits and awareness.
Never heard anyone
I
sneeze
can't
like
beat
an elephant
5.
before.
Well, yeah, you can't beat 5 when you only have 2 dice.
I can't even beat 1.
Also, the amount of bestial failures that you probably would have already had if you had a hunger die.
You
You realize Elijah's going to make your hunger grow.
that
right?
wine, that blood wine was a godsend.
How would you feel about a 7?
You got a 7?
At least
What's it called? Messy critical. Double messy critical. Well, it's a both my hunger die. I had 2 hunger die with both criticals. So it was the messiest of criticals.
Alright. As your nostrils begin to flare, you see Titus almost begin to sniff that night air like a hound dog.
Oh, man.
Titus, you pick up a scent. See Titus's eyes go bestial for a split second as he hones in. Titus, you snap around in this very familiar scent, very woodsy. You smell an animal nearby. You snap around, and at the very end of the alleyway, almost as clear as day as your eyes pop, you see an American red fox with glowing ember eyes, wagging its tail, staring at the two of you.
And I haven't seen his sire's fox form, correct?
Correct, you have not seen this.
Just want to make sure. The fuck a fox doing in the city?
you what? You see a fox?
Yeah, there's a fox down there.
Are you sure?
Hold on, let me check something. I wish I knew how to speak fox. I would gain more information.
Well, right now, I think we should just get out of this area, clear out.
There's nothing other suspicious. No, you know what? Hold on. I there's something pulling me towards that fox.
So fuck the fox. It has nothing to do with what we're here for.
Right. I'm gonna go walk towards the fox.
Walking towards the fox.
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick, like.
Foxes aren't in Chicago, correct?
I don't think so.
Not in the city, at least.
Yeah, no.
I'm actually gonna need a roll from you, Titus. Can you go ahead and give me
This is a mental ability.
I need composure plus intelligence,
Sounds mental.
and it is mental.
Oh, thank God. So that just bumped it up from 3 to 5. Yo, does someone want to come over here and look at this? Someone come over here and look at this.
I did it. I did the thing. Hit my head in the camera.
Which ones are the...
0, 0, 0, 0.
Oh, wow.
Is
It's
it 8?
legit.
That's 9.
It's legit.
9 total.
I done looked.
And that was completely true. Is that enough?
As you get closer, you feel something's off about this fox.
Oh, okay. Something's off about this fox.
What do you mean?
Are you following me?
Oh, yeah? Was it sticking together?
Like, there's something not natural about this fox.
Well, for
As you
once,
get
yeah.
closer,
Yeah.
You notice as it leaps up onto a trash can, and with grace, you watch it as it scurries up a ladder. It's almost unnatural as it does this. As it scurries up a ladder, it uses its force and leaps towards the top of a building.
I'm gonna follow.
You want to follow?
Yes.
Why don't you go ahead and give me Dex and Athletics then?
All right.
Are you going to try to follow it like right on its tail?
Yeah, it's clearly.
I need
guiding
6.
me. That's all my die. Hold on. 4.
You're not as fast about it, but you eventually climb up the ladder, and using enough force, you do make it to the building. As you do, it's kind of made some leeway on you as it's kind of walking on the ledge of the building, just wagging its tail.
Are you trying to speak to me, little foxy? I'm gonna approach it on the ledge carefully.
As it sits on the ledge and it turns around, it stares at you. Can you give me another composure plus intelligence?
What happened again, fellas?
I don't know if you're gonna be able to roll that many 10s again.
3.
That's what I thought.
One more die here. 1 second. All right. All of a sudden, you look down, and it appears that you're 50 feet up in the air. Feel like you're on some sort of tripwire, almost suspended between 2 poles as you are trying to keep balance on top of it.
Fox, are you doing this?
As the fox begins to playfully jump onto the cord and make it vibrate underneath your feet. And it actually begins to, almost like that pounce that foxes like to do as it pounces onto the wire and makes it vibrate.
I'm gonna try to grab onto the wire so I don't fall.
As you grab onto the wire, Seamus, can you please give me wits and awareness?
Yeah, he's got it.
I just need 1.
You can just anti-jinx him.
I got 1.
You got
All
one.
right.
There you go.
You notice Titus is now on top of this building, currently holding on to the ledge as it looks like he's holding on for dear life. And this fox is just staring at him, wagging his tail.
Titus, what are you doing? Let's go.
As you hear this rather faint sound of Seamus, he's almost like he's yelling at you from all the way down there.
I'm gonna look down at him. Is the fox still there?
Yes, he's just playfully bouncing onto the cable, just up and down.
I'm gonna try to pull myself on the wire towards the fox.
Titus, can you please now give me Dex and Athletics? I need you to be a 2.
Gilbert, you know, tell your sire to chill out, okay?
1, 2, 3, 4. 4.
Okay. As you begin to crawl towards the fox,
Uh-huh.
you notice it gets down and it gets eye level with you and begins to shake its butt.
I don't have time
And
for
it begins
your
to-
games.
And it begins to back up, and as it does, can you give me 1 more composure and intelligence?
Three.
Do you want to spend a willpower?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a That was a you better spend a willpower.
It's 4.
Okay. All of a sudden, you notice as it begins to playfully shake its butt, like it's about to pounce on you. You notice that its hindquarters begin to elongate and grow into humanoid-like legs. They're still fox in shape. It extends out to almost an adult size. Its tail elongates, and its face almost becomes humanoid.
Does this look like
His-
Animorphs?
animalism?
It almost looks like some Skeleprotean, but this individual is actually turning into a werefox, some sort, as he starts to have these elongated features. You watch his eyes go from amber to red, and you begin to smell. It's almost these rather potent seasonings throughout the air. It almost makes your eyes water. You get to hear the loud jazz music and the clinks and cymbals of a marching band as you look down below as a skeleton marching band begins to play underneath you. This humanoid fox stands up onto the tripwire and begins to swing on it as you are holding on for dear life. Mama. Now Gilbert sure does have some rather interesting fans now, doesn't he?
Why are you doing this, Fox Man?
Well, now I gotta have some fun.
You know, it's not right to mess with the man's mind.
Oh, you know, man. You know what you look like? You look like a honey bear trying to get at the beehive.
Was Honey Bear is a grizzly.
Where's a bear? Oh no,
How far
you
away
just
is
a
he?
cub. He's in within reach.
I'm gonna try to pull on the rope and jump at him and like bear hug him.
Okay, go ahead and give me a dex and athletics.
Oh, wait. I feel like this is a bad idea.
If it's
4.
You have 4.
That's correct.
Okay. As you watch Seamus, Titus goes from crawling on the ledge to just jumping off of it.
Off the ledge.
As you
Yeah, I
see
get
this
him, though.
happen, he begins plummeting towards the ground.
Oh, how far is it? How far of
It's
a
a
drop is it?
it's a pretty decent drop.
I'll
As this happens, I need to make a roll real quick.
try to catch you.
He's like 8 feet tall and like 7 million pounds.
I'm not 8 feet tall. I'm 6'11", 380
I
pounds.
would try to catch him.
How?
You notice the fox as it is playing with Titus. It shifts back into this. It looks like a man. The only real feature that sticks out to you with the moonlight shining is his dark red hair. See, as his coat flares out, you see him reach down and grab for Titus. Titus, as you begin falling towards this skeleton crew of a marching band, they ignite with fire. You watch as
Fire.
this fox extend down its rather long tail and wraps around your neck and entwines your body. He pulls you in real close. Now, be careful there. You got several years ahead of you. Play your cards right. You might live as long as I have.
Yeah, just maybe.
Now,
Don't be diving head first. It's a long way down. You tell Gilbert I said hi. Hope he's doing well tonight and having fun. Now, toodaloo. You see this individual let go of Titus as he begins falling again, and he jets off into the darkness.
Can I try to grab onto a fire escape or maybe the side of a building to stop?
And give me a composure and intelligence again, and I just need a success of 3.
Three.
You shake it off and you snap out of it as you begin plummeting towards this engulfed in flames skeleton crew. You shake it off just in time to catch your grounding, and you catch yourself as you land onto the ground. As you do, it's a bit of a scuff, so go ahead and take 2 superficial.
All right.
And you still half that, so it's technically 1. Yeah.
What are you doing now? Can we go?
That Foxman. I think he was one of us. He knows Gilbert. And he played with my mind. He made the list.
Okay. Well, maybe we should ask Gilbert about it.
Yeah, we should. Let's go find him.
All right.
You know where he's at?
I do not.
Bollocks.
We never really solidified where we should go after this. I guess we go back to your speakeasy.
Is it starting to get late in the? Is it still early, or is it starting to get late? Or
Still have plenty of time. So, what two of you would you like to do?
we're gonna head back to Ritzy's.
Do you still have those notes? I
Correct,
believe
yeah.
so.
I was
Okay.
gonna read them in the car ride over.
Okay. As you get into Seamus's vehicle and be going over the notes, you do notice in the notes there is the whereabouts of the remaining individuals. There's 2 locations. The closest is a little place in Little Sicily called Marie's. Appears to be a restaurant. And a little past Little Sicily, there appears to be a distillery.
Heads or tails?
Heads?
Stop the car! We're going to Mama Maria's. Mama Mia's. I look back at the sheet to make sure I get this the correct word saying, and I say we are heading to
Marie's.
Marie's.
Maria's.
Maria's.
It's Marie's.
It's Marie's. Oh, my bad.
We are heading to Marie's.
Oh, okay. Do I know where that is?
You're aware where this is at least Little Sicily.
Okay.
There's an address in the notebook.
Why are we heading there?
Because we know where the other fellas are. The people that we can take back to the prince and complete our mission.
Alright.
All right.
Sounds good.
Yeah. None of us might have to leave the city.
Yeah. We'll head to Marie's.
Maurice we had.
As do you begin heading to Marie's, that's when we're going to pan back to Alona and Gilbert, who are currently at Marie's. All right. As you arrive, there doesn't appear to be a lot of cars parked out front. It's rather late to have a restaurant open, but there are lights on. It appears that it is still operational.
All right. So as soon as we pull up, all right, Gilbert,
Yes, ma'am.
here's what I'm thinking.
All right.
Stop me if this starts to not make sense to you or you don't agree. So, when we go in and we say our little line to get into the secret room, which I assume will be a speakeasy. That's where we'll be able to have access to liquor and whatnot.
Right.
I say we display some interest in acquiring some hooch of our own and try to see if we can get a name for the distillery. If it's from this Bart person, maybe we can get some information on where we can find him.
All right.
Or his associates, or whoever makes it for him, and get a lead that way.
Makes sense to me. It's a good plan.
Are you just agreeing with me to agree with me, or
I
I can't read you?
No. But also I'm scared that you could use Jesus powers on me now. So
I could. You're completely right to be scared of that. So why don't you go ahead and get the door for me like a deer?
All right. Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and reach in my glove box. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my 6 shooters. All right.
Wow.
In case things get messy.
Plural? How
Yeah.
many? 2?
2.
You know, I don't know. Okay. Don't think they should check you for weapons before we go in. It's possible, but...
Open up the door. I walk around. Open up the door for Alona.
You make your way down this alleyway. It appears the entrance to this
Alright.
restaurant on the side of a building. The smell of herbs and spices permeate throughout the air. You can smell pasta sauce, and the heat from the inside hits your face as you enter into the restaurant. It appears to see several individuals seated, enjoying themselves, having a meal.
Is there a hostess desk or podium?
Yes. Immediately as you enter in, there is a hostess right in front of you. It's a rather petite female individual. She has brunette hair done up into a bun, wearing proper waitress attire. She looks at the two of you. Hello. How can I help you tonight?
Good evening. I was wondering if you're serving Mama Special tonight?
She gives you a smile. Oh, yes. I could seat you in the back, if you'd like.
That would be lovely, thank you.
She begins to lead the two of you towards the back. You pass several of the tables. There's rather rough, mean-looking individuals currently seated in this restaurant. As they glare up at you, they watch you as you go towards the back of this restaurant. She brings you to a flight of stairs that ascends down into what looks like a basement of some sort. It's rather well lit on this stairwell. She begins walking towards these rather large wooden doors. As you get closer and closer, you begin to smell something rather similar to Cynthia's room. This scent permeates, and it's rather incense-like. As she goes up to the wooden doors, you notice that she grabs onto the ring handle and knocks 3 times in a rather rhythmic pattern. And the door eventually opens, and she awaits for you to enter into this rather mysterious room.
Go and enter.
I enter as well.
As the two of you enter in, she closes the door behind you, exiting. And the scene's, well, rather different. Quickly, your nostrils are greeted with the stench of, it smells like blood and sweat. The echoes of moaning, of pleasure, resound throughout the room. You hear the sounds of whip crack throughout the air, and screams of joy echo throughout the room.
Where are we?
Oh my god, we're in Alistair's Kink Dungeon.
As you begin to look around, you notice the room has these sheer-like curtains sprawled around it from the ceiling. You almost have to push them out of the way to visibly see what is happening on the other side of them. They're layered, and you start looking through them. You can see several individuals that look like they're sprawled out into a rather circular couch. You see a circular table, and it appears to have some sort of hot coals on it.
As I peer through it, are these people not wearing clothes?
A lot of them are in the buff.
All right.
And
As soon as I see that, I'm going to go ahead and just, Lord have mercy. Lord.
What's the matter, Gilbert? You look rather unsettled.
No,
Is this not something you're used to?
it's something you do behind closed doors, all right?
Oh, you're one of those.
Everyone out here just flaunting their skin like they're some sort of...
You know, it's pretty freeing. You should give it a try sometime.
I'm a married man.
So you've said.
After you, as we enter into this den of sin.
You're quite interesting, aren't you? I'm gonna go ahead and lead the way.
as you lead the way, you start pushing through these sheer curtains, and you enter into the room. It's very clear now that all these individuals are currently naked. There's one that stands out, though. She seems rather dominant. And as she peers over these individuals that are currently enjoying themselves, she's wearing this rather elegant sheer dress. It doesn't leave much up to the imagination. She's currently not wearing anything underneath it. She has dark complexion and dark hair and dark eyes. She's about the same height as Cynthia, a little taller. As you look at her, you do notice specks of blood on her dress as she is enjoying the sight that she's beholding.
Right, does those look like there's an area where we can sit? Any open space that won't make Gilbert too uncomfortable?
Fortunately, no. As you look past the circular couch, and you can visibly see now there's a hookah in the middle of it, and they're all partaking. In the back of the room, there seems to be some sort of collection of torture devices. Individuals are currently using these. They looked locked in as you hear the cracks of whips being lashed out on several male individuals.
Alona, all these.
I like this. I'll have to come back.
All right, they're using.
You should come back with me.
Farm tools, Alona.
It's not farm tools.
Farm tools.
That's not what that is.
That man looks like they're using a scythe on him.
That's not a scythe.
People are not grass. Right?
How long have you been Kinder, sorry.
2 years.
Have you been pretty cooped up for most of the time?
I make my mash, alright? Make my mash and do what I have to do.
You've had no time to get out and enjoy yourself?
I don't know if I would call this enjoying it.
Oh, I would. And if you tried it, you would too.
You are conversing between yourselves. You notice that this individual that's overseeing these activities turned towards you. She begins walking towards your way. Hello. What do we have here?
I keep my eyes sort of looking towards the ceiling, like halfway looking at her face, halfway looking at the ceiling.
My name is Ilona Vojta, and this is my friend Gilbert.
Greetings, ma'am.
We were recommended this establishment. We were told that it would be a nice night out.
Scanning Gilbert up and down. It's been a while since I've had a married couple. It should be rather fun.
No. We're not married. He is. I'm not.
Married, proud to be. Thank the Lord.
So he says.
Well,
You know, it's very rude to not look someone in the eyes when they're talking to you.
Well, it's hard not to look at her other eyes.
And I'm sorry, did you give us your name?
my name's Maria.
Maria. I've heard you're the owner of this establishment.
So, are we here for business or pleasure?
Business. We're here for business.
Then pleasure. He likes to conduct his business first. Pleasure second.
She begins approaching you, Gilbert. As she gets close, she begins reaching towards your suspenders.
Oh. Yeah.
You look like you're rather suited to, as she gently grabs one of them and snaps it, to do some plowing.
He definitely has the build of a stallion.
I do know how to till a field. That is something I am accustomed to.
Listen, we were hoping
Well.
to try and have a gander at your offerings here of the drinking variety.
See. Now, is there anyone in particular, or you have a certain taste?
Oh no, not that kind. The liquor kind. I assume
A liquor
you
kind.
have some sort of liquor offerings here, correct?
Sorry, it's breaking up on my end. Sorry.
I said, I assume you have some sort of liquor offerings here, correct?
Of course.
See, my friend Gilbert
Look.
here, he has business in the hooch making process, yes?
I make mash. I know how to make some good shine. I could sell it to you.
Now, I currently get my hooch from Bart's Boys.
Bart's Boys. Interesting.
Oh. Ma'am, is there a place that we can talk about business privately? Please don't look further into that. Just privately, businessly.
He's uncomfortable.
There's a lot of genitalia right now in the air.
We could take one of the rooms.
I would appreciate that. Thank you.
She begins to lead the two of you down a corridor. It branches to the left. She does. You notice there's several rooms that line the walls of this corridor. As you begin passing several doors, you hear moans and cries. More snaps. You pass one room, you hear muffled sounds of gagging and choking. She eventually knocks on a door, fears that she doesn't hear anything, and she begins to open it.
Gilbert, could you please
And
try to
enters
look a little
inside.
less disgusted? Is
All
her
right, well-
establishment?
Sounds like people are gargling gasoline in the
They're
room.
gargling something, but they're fine, I promise.
Oh god. I enter into the room.
I'll follow him.
You enter in the room. You notice it's a makeshift bedroom. It's a rather sizable mattress in there. It's rather dark. You see as she begins to light several more candles to illuminate the room. She takes a seat at a rather small cushioned bench. She looks up at the two of you. Well, we're alone now.
All right. All right. Let me post myself. Please. You're getting your hooch from Bart. What if I told you that Bart may be involved in some?
What if we told you that we've recently discovered that he's I'm sure you actually probably already know he waters down his hooch quite a bit, yes?
Yes.
It's not top quality.
It's not top
Unlike
quality.
what Gilbert here would offer you.
Full quality.
Hmm.
Best,
Poor quality, you say?
Best quality, yes. When it comes to hookah. Are we trying to sell liquor, or are we talking about the print stuff?
Well, I
A
assume
prince,
you
you
want
say?
some business handled tonight.
Did my chowder send you, or
Annabelle.
did
Are you
Loden
talking about
send
Annabelle?
you?
You know what, Gilbert? You seem to have a better handle on this, so why don't you go ahead and just do all the work? You just go right ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead and tell her everything. Go for it.
Tell her what?
The Prince stuff. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to tell her that what if Bart became a problem with the prince? Wait, am I not supposed to talk about that?
No, you're fine. You're fine, Gilbert. Go ahead. Continue.
All right, I'm going to excuse myself from this conversation. I seem to be ill fit to discuss these politics. Nervously walk to the corner of the room.
What are you doing?
Channeling his inner Erwin.
All right. I'm sorry. I apologize. He's very new to the ways of our society, so give me one moment. I'm going to take him outside, help him collect himself. He's very jumbled up right now from seeing all the nude bodies. He's a very Christian man, so just let me calm him down. We'll be right back. I apologize.
I'm
I'm gonna
I follow Ilona.
exit. Okay, you got to the hallway.
I thought we discussed what we were going to do in the car before we came in.
I'm sorry, I fucked up. She's just her breasts are just staring at me the entire time.
Have you never seen breasts before?
I've
You're
seen
married.
Charlotte's.
Are they sad
No,
or something?
no,
All
they're
right.
fine. There's nothing wrong with Charlotte. Just she doesn't walk around with her. She walk around with games hanging out, right? Not right.
Sounds like your wife has put herself in a prison.
She currently is a prisoner. John has her imprisoned. Yes.
That's fitting then. She's lived her whole life in a prison apparently. So I need you to get over seeing the naked bodies. You're kindred now. You're probably going to see more things like that. You're going to see some things you never thought you'd seen in your life. So you need to get over that hump right now.
I'm good with dead bodies and killing things. That's fine, but just I don't know, the whole nudity thing just weirds me out. So, okay, why don't you talk to her? Because I'm just gonna.
Gilbert, I thought you were going to be the easy one to work with here, out of the group.
They threw something at me.
Boobs.
Yes.
All right. Such a weak spot. All right, so we're in a hole now. You've already released.
What are we not supposed to tell her?
The plan was you're going to try to get the information for where we can find Bart from his distillery.
Right, that's what I was doing.
You brought up the prince. You're bringing up affairs.
I'm gonna tell her that the prince is not good with him,
All right.
and that way she'll.
No, to be fair, she may already know that. Possibly. I don't know how these people work. So just go back in.
I don't know how any of you all work either.
You all. Just go back in.
That's right.
You're just gonna handle it. You're gonna handle it. It's gonna look even more weird if I keep trying to talk.
Why
for
are we
you.
trying to solve Kimbrilla's problem?
Why? Oh.
Welcome to Alistair's shoes.
Here's the plan. I'm gonna grab him by the throat.
Here we go.
Here's the plan. You're going to get your ass back in there, and you're gonna handle the situation. You're gonna dig us out of the hole. It's gonna look weird if I keep trying to speak for you at this point, alright?
Okay. Alright, I got it.
So you're gonna get yourself to fucking together,
Alright.
and you're going to handle this.
I'll let go.
All right. Hey! 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 I'm gonna swing the door open. I'll walk back inside.
Yes.
All
So,
right,
as
listen
you
here,
finish-
Miss gorgeous body.
So as Alona finished choking Gilbert and he vigorously slams the door open, Gilbert, as you enter into the room, you've noticed now that Maria's no longer sitting down and she's laying across this couch. She's currently not wearing her sheer dress as she's sprawled out,
Handle it.
and she's looking up right at you.
Give her what she wants, Gilbert.
Their gorgeous body.
I still do. Listen here, gorgeous body. I don't know what type of devil trick you're trying to pull on me, but I would like to sell you. I would like to sell you my product, and my product, I promise you, is better than anything that Bart is selling you. And I also cannot promise this, but I'm also currently looking into creating a beverage for our kind as well that I could provide for you when the time is appropriate.
Beverage you make, this product, do you make it yourself?
I don't know how much help I will need with it, but I will be the one that is providing it. Yes.
Why are you standing all the way over there? Why don't you come closer?
Was there a door to this room, right? Yes?
I believe so.
Yeah,
I'm
he
gonna
just
close
swung it right
behind
open.
him. I'm just gonna wait
Okay.
and stand next to it outside.
I'll
You
walk
notice the door
over-
begins to.
All right, succubus. I'm closer. How do
So-
you feel about my offer?
This service you can give to me. Is it a one-on-one consultation, or will I expect some servicing just now and then?
I would be able to service whatever servicing is required.
So you will do whatever it takes to get the job done. It's what you say.
Listen, if you want me to drop my trousers, then just tell me to do it, and we can just get this over with.
That's no fun.
Now,
As you see that she sits up and begins to play with the seams of your pants, pulls on both your suspenders and tugs you real close, and then snaps both of them. Well, it's just fun enough to see a country boy like yourself get all flustered. Well, I don't know about how about I feel going against Bart. And him and Loden are rather close. I don't understand what's this quarrel you have with Balthazar.
well, what if I told you that Bart is trying to backstab Loden?
That's rather tantalizing. I do have two of his men here. They're rather enjoying themselves at the moment.
These men, they kinder,
Nath-
or they warm
Oh
gloves?
no. They're ghouls of his, Hank and Nathan. They're currently in the other rooms. You may have heard them enjoying themselves.
I would like to have my ear to the door during all this too, so I can hear what they're talking about and whatever
Sure.
else happens.
I appreciate the information that you're giving me, and I'm telling you this, that I thought that someone else was behind. I'm not sure how much you're aware of. Do you know what happened at the docks last night? Were you at Elysium?
No, I don't like to partake. But this docks, you say, Nathan and Hank were mentioning that they had a rather rough time the other night at some docks of some sort.
Would you be
So they
willing
came
to
here
talk to Loden about that? Because you see, that rough time they had at the docks, well, that was with me and a few of my other associates. We thought it might have been a different kinder, but it looks like the evidence is pointing towards Bart having the involvement.
What do I get out of this?
Well, I'll give you a half off on a new distributor of MASH. And you'll be the first person I contact if the beverage for our kind is ready.
Well,
And
I'm not looking on a discount on hooch or swill.
I could I suppose I could also I guess I could also plow your fields as well, if that's what you're looking for.
Silly boy. How about this? How about you owe me a boon?
No, just fuck her. Just fuck her.
All right, Boone sounds splendid.
Okay. Well, I'll do you one better. Nathan and Hank, they can be quite the talkers. I could turn a blind eye while you two do what you want with them.
And then I can count on you. I can count on you talking to Loden about their involvement.
Yes, we can settle on just one major boon. I think that should suffice.
Yeah, sure, sounds great. I think. Tell me this: which one do you not like the most, Hank or Nathan?
I don't care for either one of them, though.
Yeah,
Rather,
which one's more shitty?
Nathan can be rather rough with some of my workers, so
Okay, so we'll kill Hank and then we'll take Nathan to the prince.
well, whatever you do, just try not to make a mess of things.
That was him saying boy without saying.
Define mess. All right, I'll tell you what. I won't use any firearms. I actually think that Ilona might be able to take care of this relatively easily. She's part of the Jesus clan. So
Can I hear him say that?
I whispered it.
Yeah, I'm listening to the door.
You can give me a wits and awareness. I'll give it a difficulty of, I would say 4. You've noticed that you could hear.
I hear it.
You got 4. You hear him whisper It wasn't so much of a whisper because he must have thought the door was protecting his conversation. This door is really thin. These are really shitty doors. They're why you can hear people moan from the other side. You hear him whisper Jesus Clan to Maria.
All right, so we'll go ahead and we'll take care of that, and we're gonna get Hank dead, and we're gonna wrap Nathan up into a little bow, and we're gonna take him to Loden.
Well, you two have a nice night. I'll make sure to take care of the other rooms. I'll
Right.
show you them to where they're at.
And I'll try not to disturb any of the sin that's happening here in the building. Thank you, Marie. And I'll walk out the door.
As you walk out the door, you are quickly greeted with Alona standing on the other side of it. As Maria exit, Nathan will be in this room over here as she points to the right. And then, I believe, yes, that door right there, across from Nathan's is Hank.
All right. Thank you, Marie. All right. Alona,
Gilbert.
we have it all figured out now.
Is she gone? Elijah. Uh-oh. I think we lost him.
Okay, there we go.
There
There was a bit of a lag there.
Is she gone?
Yes, Maria is currently walking towards some of the other doors. You notice that she pops her head in. She says a few words. After a few minutes, that you notice that majority of the rooms begin to evacuate. Not in a panic, but as in like she's telling them this is over, you're done, get out. As she begins clearing the rest of the area, you notice that several individuals begin gathering their clothes and removing themselves from the vicinity.
Major boon,
Oh, you heard that?
I heard everything.
All right. Well, then
Everything.
I nervously start to.
I'll handle you later. Why don't we handle the two gentlemen now?
All right. Do you want to kill Hank or capture Nathan? Then.
Are there still people walking around, or is it gone now? Is everyone gone?
They're eventually waited enough time, and looks like almost everybody from this room has vacated the premises.
So who are we disposing of?
We're going to kill Hank, and then Nathan we're going to take to Loden. That way, if we can tell Loden that they were the ones on the dock. Marie's going to even speak to Loden and saying that they confessed to it, and we'll just say that they were trying to frame Modius. That we heard them saying that they were on Modius's crew, so that way, boom, we got the right people who are actually on the dock, and our lie still makes sense.
Which one is Hank?
Hank is the one on the left side. Nathan is the one over here on the right. Am I right?
Hank's right.
Hank's on the right. Nathan's on the left. Oh, he's there.
So who would like to go to which room?
So we need to get our plan straight here. One of us dispatches Hank.
Correct.
The other gets Nathan.
Yep, subdue. You got to take him back to Loden alive, so Loden's happy about
How
it.
do we plan on getting him out of this vicinity without it looking odd?
Well, good thing is he's a ghoul. So I'm assuming that we just crack him over the head, make him look like he's drunk and passed out, and we just carry him out.
Well, we don't want to be seen carrying him out, right?
Well, I can make people not see things.
Maybe you should take care of him.
Smart. All right.
And I suppose that leaves me with Hank.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not one to usually carry weapons on me. Do you have a knife by chance?
I do not have a knife, but I do have a gun.
You don't want to make loud noises.
I told Marie I wouldn't use this.
Okay.
All right, God damn it. Put it back in my pants. Wait, can't you do the shadows? Kill him with the shadows.
No. No, I don't do that.
You don't? All right. Well, shit. I got my hunting knife. Is that good?
Well, it would be a knife, yes.
All right. Well, I made it. Don't lose it.
What does it look like?
It's like a big Bowie knife
Where were you carrying that? Where did that come from?
in my pants.
Oh, so that's probably why she... Okay, I'll take that. Thank you.
Yeah, I always keep it right on my butt.
Oh,
I turn around. I have a horizontal holster on the back of my belt.
all right. That's
So I
what
can
you
just
mean.
slide it out like that.
Okay, all right. I had something else thinking in my head. Okay. Well, hopefully this goes well. Good luck to you.
I think I'll be fine.
Good luck to me.
Are you good at killing?
I'll meet you back here.
All right.
Actually, no. Where am I meeting you? That's the next question. Where are you taking
I'll assume
him?
right here. I'm just gonna come out.
You're gonna bring him out?
I'm walking right out of the building with him.
It's the first thing that's killed somebody.
Then I'll meet you back here.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna go over to the door with Hank in it.
And I'm gonna walk to the door with Nathan.
All right. As the two kindred begin to go into their respected rooms with their respected victims, Seamus, Titus, you arrive at the scene at this point in time. As you do, you notice this is a rather hole-in-the-wall restaurant. It's on the side of an alley. The entrance is right on flush to a building. As you arrive, visibly you can see several patrons leaving the establishment. As they do, it's rather off-putting and odd. A lot of them appear to be getting dressed as they are walking. A lot of them are buttoning up their shirts, putting and donning on their coats and jackets.
Any of them look like the gentleman from the docks.
A couple of them look like the rough individuals. A lot of them look like aristocratic upper-class types.
So, Seamus, I say we go under the guise that this is police work, and we survey and try to gain information about anybody that might have been at the docks.
Alright. I think I'm following.
So,
Sounds like a good idea. Alright. I'll lead the way.
all right.
I'll put the car.
As you begin, get out of the car. As you begin leading the way, you start passing several of these individuals. As you do, you notice that a lot of them, they reek the stench of sweat and body odor.
Can I grab one?
Some of them. Was that?
Can I grab one?
You want to grab one of these
individual, yes.
individuals?
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
grab one. I'm gonna grab him,
All
pull
right.
him in, and be like, "Why's everybody leaving this establishment?"
So you grab one of these one of these
I'll grab him.
patrons,
If he
and
has a shirt on, I'll grab him by that. If not, I'll grab him by the arm and pull him into me.
I'm sorry, it's breaking up on my end. I'm waiting for the lag to pass.
Let me know when you're ready.
All right, there you go.
All right. I'm gonna grab one by the shirt, but if he's not wearing a shirt, then I'll grab him by the arm. Just something that I can really manhandle him to get him to me.
You easily grab this individual by the collar. Appears to be a male individual. He's roughly around about 5'5". He's a rather short gentleman, receding hairline. He's a well-tailored suit jacket. As you grab him, he looks at you. Unhand me!
Why's everyone leaving this establishment?
Well, the night's over. We're going home. Someone help! Help! Please!
We are the police. I'm gonna throw him.
Okay, you toss him to the ground as he hits the pavement.
Stay away!
We're gonna continue to walk inside because I gained no information from that individual.
You continue to walk inside to Marie's.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm gonna follow the detective. I forgot I'm not taking lead.
Okay, so you follow Seamus. Seamus, as you begin heading towards the entrance, you notice Titus grabs an individual out of the crowd and begins to question him and tosses him to the ground.
Did you recognize him?
No, I was trying to find out why everyone all of a sudden seemed to be leaving.
Maybe the food's not very good.
Yeah, but it smells like balls. Balls.
Maybe it was very spicy food.
You're a detective, right?
I am.
Alright. Let's go find some answers.
Okay. Wow. So two of you enter into this restaurant,
Yeah.
and the rest of the patrons begin to leave. It appears that they're starting to close up shop. You're quickly greeted by the female hostess. I'm sorry, but we're closing for the night.
Oh, that's okay. I just need a moment of your time. And I pull out my badge. Oh, I'm a Chicago detective. I know.
You fucking rope.
There's something wrong, officer?
There's nothing wrong in particular.
We believe that there are some individuals we are currently investigating.
We have some questions for you.
Is he also a police officer?
He is a special deputy.
You're Irish,
Could
right?
you give me?
I can't. I
Just
keep
run
losing
the
it.
line, Run the line.
Can you please give me a manipulation and subterfuge, Seamus? I need a 1 from you.
Can I also look grimacing and intimidating?
You want to intimidate the hostess?
Yeah, as he's trying to lie to her.
It's
Oh
the
my
worst.
god.
All right, go ahead and give me a manipulation and intimidation check, Titus.
All right.
I got a 5.
Wow. Wow.
Okay,
Wow.
waiting for Titus.
You guys have heard about good cop, bad cop. Meet scary cop, timid cop.
4.
You got 4.
4.
Okay. As she cowers and fears her for her safety, as Titus begins to grimace and loom over her in an intimidating stance, Seamus. Okay. Is he
Do not
alright?
obstruct
he-
the law.
Listen, ma'am. If you can direct me, is there anybody here that works at the docks or has been to the docks lately that you know of?
I don't know anybody that works at the
You said
docks.
there was names in the book. Oh, in the notes, correct?
What's that?
There were names in the book, correct?
It appears he had some leads. It looks like a Hank Williams and a Nathan Reynolds.
Is there a Hank Williams or a Nathan Williams Reynolds
Well,
associated with
hang
this
on,
business?
let me check. There's
Do
1
not
second.
lie to us.
See that she starts flipping through a ledger. See, she takes a pen and begins going down a list. And well, it looks like he's here. Are you both here for Mama Special?
Well, they are.
Yes.
Or they're about to be. Tell us where they are,
Okay.
and everything will be fine.
Okay, this way. As she begins to awkwardly lead the two of you towards the back of the restaurant, she eventually leads you to a flight of stairs that's rather well illuminated, and you come to a set of two rather large wooden doors. She taps the ring handle in a rhythmic style, and she opens it. She leads you into this mysterious room.
Please, God, switch back
You-
over before they ruin this.
Do you
We're about
enter?
to save it. Yeah, we enter.
Of course.
Okay.
I really miss
As the two of you
being
enter, she quickly exits the room and closes the door behind you. You're quickly greeted with a dramatic change of scenery. As you look about, the room's rather dark and lightly lit. As you begin to look around, you notice several sheer curtains, the smell of incense. You see ahead of you a circular couch with a circular table with several smoldering coals on it, and it appears to have some sort of vase or vase on top of it, and it's also smoldering with several hoses leading it.
Do we see any individuals that look familiar from the dock?
Doesn't appear to be, but as you look past the sheer curtains, you notice a female individual who is currently naked and staring at the two of you.
Huh. All right.
You go forward.
I would like to say very loudly, Hank Williams, Nathan Reynolds. This is the
Chicago
Chicago Police. Come out.
If I'm allowed to do anything at this point, I would like to. Before that happens,
Do not
Female
make me
individual
Yeah, what if the
begins
timeline
to walk towards you.
She's walking
Appears that
towards me.
it doesn't appear she's hindered by this as she begins walking towards you. The two of you, as you start to undo the latch to the door and begin to enter, you verbally hear the familiar sound of Titus's voice boom throughout the room, and you hear him exclaim that the Chicago PD is here.
all right. Thank you. Thank you for that. Is it back on us yet, or are we still in Titus and Seamus' scene?
As the two kindred begin to enter into these mysterious rooms with their victims awaiting. This is where we'll call the episode tonight.
You fucking bastard.
Fuck.
Let
Hey,
me.
well, at least we have a week to think about what
I
the
already
fuck
know
we're
what I'm gonna
now.
do. I'm gonna say whatever.
Don't say what you're gonna
No,
do.
you
I'm
gotta
I
you
wanna-
gotta keep it a surprise.
I don't know what you're gonna do. No one wants to know. I want to wait.
All right, so
Probably involves killing Titus. though.
He
That was
can
interesting.
try.
Oh fuck.
oh man. All right, well, hopefully you at home had fun with this episode. I definitely had a lot of fun storytelling. Do we have any closing like any news or anything along those lines for Near Dark?
After
dark this Saturday might have some special stuff going on. We're scheduled to do some ghost hunting on Friday, so hopefully we can have some footage to play for After Dark from our little ghost hunting adventure for you guys. So that will be a fun little thing. Other than that, we still plan on having Death Attack and Old School Chicago Midnight come back here soon.
Hopefully soon, yeah.
So that won't be in limbo much longer. And
Found
familiar.
Found familiar coffee.
Rain.
Nathan
Plug that,
Reynolds.
please. Thank you, Rain. We love you, Rain. And
I think that's it.
yeah, we're keeping our eyes on this whole Gen Con COVID situation. I know a lot of you, we had a nice meetup planned. There are quite a few of you coming to meet us, and some of you are even staying at the same hotel as us, so we were really looking forward to that. But I'm going to be honest, I don't think it's going to happen. It's not looking too good. No. So we're keeping our eyes on that. We're not saying for sure that we're not going, but it's more than likely it's probably not going to happen. So we will be planning something to make up for that week. We might do our own little weekend event for you guys. So we've been tossing ideas around for that, just to kind of make up for it. Other than that, I don't think there's anything super pressing that we need to update you guys with.
No.
So that's about it for us.
So one quick note, I don't know how many of you out there follow me on Twitter. Currently in the works right now, I plan on participating in another No Kids Hungry charity one-shot.
June 4th, right?
Yeah, June, I think 30th, this
30th?
Coming Saturday. Yeah, this
So
coming
that's
Saturday.
June,
Not June,
May
but
30th.
May 30th. Yeah, May
This
30th.
Saturday.
So as long as nothing goes awry, I should still be with the same coterie members that I had prior, and it will be a Sabat one shot again, and it will be all for charity. I believe the last time we exceeded our goal. So thank you all who participated for the NearDark family. Definitely appreciate the support and you coming out for that.
Paladin? I'm sorry, Raphael.
I have
Can you give
what?
them a little preview real quick in case they haven't seen your character yet?
Do what again?
Give them a little preview. Tell them, ask them what they've sacrificed or something.
Tell them that they are your scars.
How about your destiny?
My name is Raphael Barty, and I am my scars.
No, but
Get the reference.
no,
World of
no.
Warcraft. It's a World of Warcraft.
Oh,
It's the voice of a World of Warcraft character.
Which,
So yeah, that's exciting. I didn't know you were doing that.
I saw there was a post
Till
on.
right this minute.
I saw there was a post on Twitter about it, but I didn't know you were going to be.
Yeah, I
in
thought
it
you weren't
again.
doing it this time.
I didn't know you were going to be in it again. So that's cool. That's
So,
definitely
hey,
cool.
that's new
Yeah.
stuff too.
That's new stuff.
So
We're all together.
yeah, so Saturday, we should be shooting as long as scheduling works out. I should be returning as Raphael, and I believe Matthew Weber from Jackalope LARPing, if I remember correctly. I'm bad with names. I'm sorry if I slaughtered that. But I believe he is STing, so definitely excited. Not excited to put that wig back on. Did actually grow out my beard for the character, and just because I felt like having facial hair again.
Maybe you should put the hair back in a ponytail,
Yeah.
or like
What?
cut the hair, because you're like constantly with the one pinky too. One pinky pulling the hair.
if you lie, I can cut your bangs.
I will not allow it.
Sounded like a snake.
But yeah, that's from some news from my end, and some World of Darkness content for y'all. So if you can come out for that, definitely appreciate it. I'll be posting and tweeting about it. It's all for a good cause, and definitely we plan on bringing back the old Chicago by Night, and it may be pre-recorded. We are currently, obviously, you can see in this video, I had a couple of audio issues here and there, but we'll find a workaround, and we'll
They'll be back
start
either
getting
way.
that,
Yeah.
getting it for you. So, all right, I think that's all.
That's it.
And all right, and remember, Kindred, the best time to tell stories, it's whenever it's near dark.
He said it, man.
Bye-bye.
He said it.